recovering Democrat, Donovan Sadiq. Welcome to the show. I'm doing a podcast, a video cast, and a live cast. Great to have you guys here. Wow. First of all, I want to say condolences to the Lewis family, a good friend of mine. I see there's a lot of refraction in my glasses. A good friend of mine has passed away. Good mentor, you're never a former Marine, chief foreign officer, rose through the ranks, did everything that he was supposed to do. Great mentor, father, husband, brother, son, grandfather, so on and so forth. It's a bit unfortunate, but as we know, life does go on. Do me a favor, as you guys are coming in, please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Also want to give you guys a big mention. Please check out the Philip Scott podcast. I'm kind of a little tired today. The Philip Scott podcast, which he talks about what is going on in the world, in the United States, in regards to black people, just about every night, trying to keep his foot on these people's necks as they continue to ignore black issues and black problems. So, also do not forget to check out the Demetra K Show. She comes on Sundays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But that's Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please check out the Demetra K Show. I'm a contributing producer there. Great topics there as well. African Diaspora News Channel. Danica Marie, Crimson Cure. You got all of these outlets that you guys can have knowledge of what is going on. So what I want you guys to check out is what's going on behind me. This is Governor-elect Landry. He just won in the Louisiana gubernatorial election, and against this guy here, the democratically picked panderer, black guy that doesn't do shit for you. This guy over here. And I think it's a great thing that black people are waking up. They're saying, look, tangibles. We've been doing stuff for 60 years, and we are in a worse condition now than we were back then. So you have your Boule Martins and all these Democratic shills that get their money from the Democratic establishment. That's how they get paid, by delivering black votes. Philip Scott breaks it down beautifully. And they're upset. They're going to start cursing at you. And you're starting to see it. Like, we stupid and blah, blah, blah. I have been telling you guys for years. And people used to laugh at me, at my moniker. And, recovering Democrat, what is that? Blah, blah, blah. It was a big funny thing to them. And now you guys are understanding what I'm talking about in the idea of recovering. And Phil Scott talks about this. Demetra K talks about this sometimes. What we're talking about is we're raised and arbitrarily taught to be Democrats from birth. I'm Generation Xer. I'm a Generation Xer. So, I'm a child of civil rights era people. So we were the first generation to experience post-civil rights stuff, right? So we're red, and we're just raised to do it. We're just a Democrat, and we don't know why. Just vote Democrat, no matter what. All this craziness. They ain't doing nothing for you, but they're not Republicans. It's just crazy. And so I went into recovery a very, 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 very long time ago. And a lot of you guys are going into recovery, as we're seeing, and the numbers don't lie. In the 1960s, Malcolm X had said, the black vote is a political football. We're a political football. The Democrats cannot win any election without the black vote. Just factual. It takes all of the other groups to vote Republican. And when I say other groups, I'm talking about Hispanic, Asian, white Hispanic, Croatian, whatever they want to group themselves up, to beat black people and the Democratic Party in elections. If you do the math, white people are basically split. They're 50-50 in this country, basically, give or take 7 to 8 points. They're basically split. So for the Democrats to win, they need that black vote. And Malcolm X said that over 60 years ago. That we're the political football. We decide who gets control of power in this country. And yet, we are the deciders, and yet we vote against our own demise. We give a party universally 90+% of our vote, and we get absolutely nothing for it. Other groups benefit from our voting. So remember a few years ago when I was talking, if you look at the banner scrolling at the bottom of my show, depending on what platform you're watching, it says, Black Politicians Ain't Shit, the podcast. And remember, I was highlighting a lot of black politicians who have been in Congress for years and exposing their records based on what is listed in the congressional record. Everybody's talking about, oh, John Lewis is such an icon. He's an icon. How? We don't even call Malcolm X an icon. We don't even call Martin Luther King an icon, but we're going to call John Lewis an icon. And I exposed the money expenditure from when he was a regular congressman to when he became an icon of a congressman. His money expenditure went up as the Democratic Party fueled more money to this man to mislead millions of black people. So when people say John Lewis is icon, I always ask them, what did he do? Please name me one thing John Lewis has done in regards to his own people. Until this very day, nobody can tell me anything. But the boule will say, well, you know, it's John Lewis. No. We're looking at his record. I showed in his record what he will do for other groups, but has done nothing significantly for black people. So, again, and when I did this podcast, all kinds of people came after me. Like, oh, you N-word, you coon, you this, you that, you this. Wait a minute. I'm just showing the record. I didn't make the record. I'm showing the record. But that's what the boule does. See what I'm saying? You know, if you've been following me and a lot of my compatriots, we get into very heated debates. And to me, they're not debates. Because a debate means you're on two opposite ends of a spectrum. And a lot of my debates is not that we're on opposite ends of the spectrum. It's that we are having a disagreement on the very side that we're on and how to get there, right? A lot of people go, oh, Donovan, your delivery, it's just so harsh and it's just so whatever. We're at zero now. We're past the 2-minute drill. We've got 12 seconds on the clock as black people. 12 seconds. 12 seconds are left on the clock. We are in the red zone, and if we don't score this touchdown, it's game over. It's just game over at this point. The game is over. And the thing is, when we do score this touchdown, it's just a tie. It's just a tie. We didn't even win. We didn't even win. And so I remember a few years ago, and I know I'm not trying to shame anybody or keep bringing things up. I am so happy people are using their logical thinking caps. And they're literally saying, and it doesn't matter if you're well off, if you're doing okay, if you're, making, I got a lot of friends that make a lot of money. Black people that are making a lot of money, they're doing very well for themselves, very successful. But that's not the majority of black people. That's not the majority. The majority of black people, by the statistics, is in the shitter. Hey, Miss Yanni, how are you? I see you over there in the comments. Don't think that I don't. I'm doing 3 things at one time right now. I'm doing a podcast, I'm doing a live, and I'm also doing a video. So please forgive me if you think I am not paying attention or reading the comments or anything like that. I am. I'm just kind of multitasking. Because it's not about the presentation for me. It's about the message. So you get a lot. Okay. I'm going to say this. If you guys have been watching the Demetra K show, me and Demetra and I got into a I wouldn't even say it was a heated debate. It wasn't even a debate. It was just a differences of opinion. She was upset. I was upset, right? Now, it is no secret that I am a alpha male. Thick and thin, through the bone, raised by a widowed woman. Sometimes my mom looks at some of the stuff that I do or some of the things I say. She doesn't know where all that came from because she didn't raise me that way. But I am her son, and I am a man, and I'm going to be a man till the day that I die. So we get in this disagreement, and black people, we love to be entertained. We love the drama. We love all of that stuff that comes with the drama. And it really wasn't no drama. I'm an alpha male. I don't care how you perceive me. If you think I'm chauvinistic, if you think I'm this or whatever, that's right. I am. And that chauvinisticness in me is what attracts a lot of women to me when I am an alpha male. Look at these women, no matter what you tell these young girls in regards to Ray Ray and Pookie and Neckbone, this guy's no good for you, you're going to get in a lot of trouble with this guy, whatever. Those are the guys they want, right? No matter what you tell them, all the examples out there telling them this is not the road you should go on. They still do it. They have children with these men, and then they condemn themselves to a life of poverty. Now, ladies, we have tried to be nice, to be cordial, but the fact is you're not logical. And I'm not trying to be insulting. Women are not logical. They are emotional. Listen to when a woman speaks. I feel. Hey, Darius, good to see you. Good to see you. I feel. Then listen to when a real man speaks. I think. Let me go over that one more time. Listen to when a woman speaks and you ask her her opinion. She says, I feel like this. I feel that we. Emotional. Doesn't mean that's a bad thing. That's how women are wired. To be emotional. When you talk to a man, listen to what a man says. I want you guys to listen to me, and if you guys agree with me, put 1, 2, 3, 5. Put 1 in the chat if you agree with it, and go out and try it, and listen to how people speak. You talk to a man. What is your opinion on this? Well, I think it's going to be like this. I think. And I have said tirelessly on the Demetra K Show and other platforms that I've been on, men and women are different. We're just wired that way, and then because of our differences, we come together and we become a unit, a family. We complement each other. How many of you guys have seen the episode in Star Trek when Captain Kirk gets split in two? He has an aggressive side, which is his male side, and he has an effeminate side, which is his sensitivity and things like that. Notice that when he was in his sensitivity side, he was indecisive. Captain Kirk, indecisive because of his effeminate side. He felt. He wasn't sure. He's not up there. I'm not saying, that is whatever, but that was a classic episode that points out the differences in men and women, right? So, hey, Darius, he says, greetings, blessing to you and yours, Brother Donovan Sadiq. Thank you for all your honorable, manly works and action, unapologetically so. Please stay that way. You damn right I'm going to stay that way. I'm 10 toes down, brother, 10 toes down. Now, when I am wrong, it's really hard for me to say I'm wrong unless you got me some documentation and stuff like that, but I'll stand on it 10 toes down, especially for the brothers, because we have a lot of effeminate brothers out here, and that's one of the biggest problems. We've got a whole generation of men out here that have been raised by women, and their love and respect for their mother is so much that they're kind of moist, if you know what I mean, as men. They're moist men. Arnold Schwarzenegger used to say, they're girly men. They're girly men. You know what I mean? So, and it is what it is. So in the episode with Captain Kirk, Notice his aggressive side was decisive. He was going to kill you. He was going to kill you. You know, he was just aggressive. He was just decided. You know, so yeah, Yanni, I'm a Generation Xer, which would make you about a Generation Xer as well. So we're in the same age group. We're the last of the civil rights era. We're really the first generation that learned the old way as well as the new way. We're kind of in that bridge in between. Unfortunately, our generation, Yanni, leadership in this country has completely skipped over us. That's why you have 78-year-old Donald Trump running for president. You have a 80-something-year-old Bernie Sanders that's president. You have a Maxine Waters who's about 83, something like that. She's up there. You have these old civil rights people that are up there. And that's part of the problem. They're dying in office. You know, we need term limits. But then when I expose these black congressmen, their record of what they've done for black people, it's zero. It's zero. Oh, but we got the Crown Act. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Sorry about my language. Sorry about my language. But, you know, we're in the fourth quarter, you guys. We're in the fourth quarter. We're in the fourth quarter. There's 12 seconds left. We're in the red zone. We cannot no longer be nice about our messaging. At least I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be out here cursing you. I'm not going to really do that. But when I do curse like I just did a few seconds ago, it's passion, okay? It's going to be my passion that I'm going to curse. So, Yanni, big respect to you guys in Louisiana. I mean, the Dems are pissed. Pissed. Because that should have been a slam dunk after Edwards' term. They say a third of Democratic voters sat at home. And everybody's waking up. And, you know, it's never too late. But, oh, my gosh. You should hear the Democratic shills here in California that are cursing at you guys like you guys are just dumb. You're stupid. Them Negroes down there, voting against their own interests. I was like, what are you talking about? 0 from 0 is still 0. What are you talking about? You ain't giving them nothing. They have nothing to lose by going with this guy over here. You know, it was just ridiculous. You didn't offer them one thing. And now you're bringing in all these other illegal people to come in, take the pitiful jobs that are there, Family Dollar, McDonald's. Yanni, I was born in Louisiana. I'm from New Roads by Baton Rouge, right? I was just born there. I never really lived there, but I was born there. All my family is from there. I love going back down there. I love it. Ooh, country girls. Ooh. Anyway, but even in the town that I'm from, the little pitiful jobs that are available to the black people, that's why I can't go down there, because I wouldn't make it. The white folks would string me up in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Because they know, number one, I'm not from there and I'm causing trouble. They like everything the way it is down there, and everybody's cool with it, even the black people. They're like, okay, cool, I'm cool. The funny thing about the town that I'm from, it's like the Twilight Zone. There's a railroad track that kind of separates the community, and the black side is all fucked up, right? It's all trash everywhere. The drug guys are over there. It's just messed up, right? But right across that track, if you cross that track, the plantation homes are there, nice and pristine. The grass is cut. It is just so, and me being from California, I go there, and I don't know what to say. And because I'm from California, and California ain't all that, trust me, it's not. You can walk anywhere you want to walk here because it's about the money. I go over there, and the white people look at me like, okay, well, we know his family because we can see who he is. Oh, that's that grandson that lives in California, or is a military kid or whatever. And, that's how they kind of know me. And they kind of give me a pass, sort of, as long as I ain't causing no trouble. And I'll walk, but, my family would just go crazy that I'm walking on the white side of the street. You know what I mean? They would just go crazy. So I just didn't understand it. But I'm telling the Dems here, 0 from 0 is 0. They didn't lose anything. They didn't lose anything. What did they lose? And Darius says, I listened to all of those podcasts several times. Bro Sadiq was spot on and right on then, and he still is now. Right. Thank you, Brother Darius, because if you guys go back years ago, this is what is killing me. I started doing community broadcasts. It was really funny when I got out of the military. So I really couldn't speak when I was in the military, but once I got out, I could speak. And I was ranting and raving in my community out of my garage. If you saw some of the early videos, if you go to my video thing, you guys, you will see me in my early days. I'm, using the green screen early days. I'm in my garage and I'm just trying to figure it out. And I was saying the exact same talking points then that a lot of people have taken up now. It's just crazy. But big ups to the black folks in Louisiana. Like I said, Malcolm X said this 60 years ago. We are the political football. If we do not vote overwhelmingly Democrat, they can't win. They can't win. And why are you going to continue to vote for something that doesn't give you anything? You're not getting anything out of it. So why not vote for this guy? Why not? As a protest vote. How many elections is the Democratic Party going to lose before they say, okay, you know what? This is BS. We're not falling for the black guy with the black face that looks like me, black woman thing. We're not falling for that anymore. Because we know that these people don't represent black people, and they say so. The Congressional Black Caucus says they do not represent black people. They represent everybody. Everybody. When George Floyd was murdered, how many Hispanic caucus members did you see in front of cameras talking about the crime that was witnessed by millions of people around the world? How many Pacific Islanders, Asians were talking about it? How many white people were talking about it? Almost none. So my point is this. The Democratic Party is in trouble. Joe Biden has been in office for almost 3 full years now. 3 full years. He said he would stand by us. If it wasn't for black people, he wouldn't even be sitting in that office. It's been 3 years. Everybody else got a bag. Not black people. I would say, in my opinion, as a black man, if you, as a black person, is going to vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and any black person that has upheld this administration, you're a damn fool, and you are part of the problem in the black community, and you should be shunned. You should be shunned at this point. If we do not score this touchdown, it is game over. Because even when we scored the touchdown, we haven't won the game. We just go into overtime. A couple of months ago, I was warning our strong black women, don't need no black man, about the mass evictions that are coming down the pipe. Mass evictions. Chocolate City, Atlanta, Baltimore, Houston, Phoenix, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago. The statistics are out there. If we are so-called 13% of the population, how the hell can we be 50% or more of the homeless in the entire nation? The math is not mathing. How many of you guys remember months ago, I said we need to start talking about this. We need to start talking. If you want to be a single mother by choice, fine. But guess what? Your life would be a lot easier if you had a husband, a partner, a man, whatever you want to call it. If you are 19 years old and just graduated high school 3 or 4 years ago, and you have no man and you are pregnant, You have just condemned yourself to a life of poverty. That is factual. It's factual. Look at the numbers. The one thing that does not lie and is universal around this globe is numbers. It's math. You go to Germany, you go to Japan, you go to Ukraine, you go to Russia, you go to Malaysia. 2 + 2 is 4. It's it. We are fighting for survival, you guys. There is no more of this, well, it's your delivery, and we just, the minute that you say the truth, I just turn my ears off. Then that's on you. Because we tried to tell you. We tried to stop talking about you don't need no man. Stop talking about the problems between you and your relationship. That isn't reflective of the whole black community. As much as black women piss me off, I still love them. Ain't nothing better than a black woman. Ain't nothing better than a black woman. In the words of Shirazad Ali, I wrote her book, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. Sometimes y'all ladies, you need a punch in the mouth. Sometimes. Metaphorically, not in reality. Okay? Metaphorically. Okay? I've been married twice. So when it comes to relationships, I'm really not the one to ask for advice about that. But again, my situation is a little bit different. 8 years of my marriages, I was in war. So, a lot of people can't deal with that. You're not there. I get all that. So my situation is a little bit different. It wasn't the fact that I wasn't a provider. It wasn't the fact that I was toxic. It wasn't a fact that I was abusive. It wasn't any of those things. The demise of my marriage is because she wanted out, because she felt she was doing everything by herself. So why not just go ahead and do it? The comic relief of the whole thing is now that our kids are grown and on their own and they're doing very, very well for themselves, she asked me all the time, do you think we would ever get back together? What? Why would I get back with a person that walked out on me when the times got tough and you knew what it was that I did? No, we're never going to get back together. Never, never, never. Isn't there a song like that? We're never, ever, ever, ever going to get back together. I forget whatever it is. But I love black women. I haven't given up on them. They're phenomenal. Everybody really wants black women. I mean, I'm telling you, I was in the military for 24 years, and we would fly over to Europe. And I'm talking about white, tomboy, Huckleberry Finn buddies of mine. Couldn't wait to get to the red light district to hook up with African women, Jamaican women, or Caribbean women. They weren't all Jamaican. Caribbean women. And they love black women. They just couldn't marry them because of the money and how their family would see it. Facts not feeling. Ain't nothing better than a black woman. That's true. Now, only if black women can understand this and stop desiring whiter men first before black men. Yeah? Corn-fed and country bred. Exactly. I mean, there's nothing better than a black one. Everybody wants them. Hey, Jev. Hey, Don Sadiq. It's been a while. How are you? I am fine. Again, I tell people all the time, I'm going through some medical issues. I have leukemia, unfortunately. But you can live with leukemia if you're doing what you're supposed to do for a very, very long time. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has leukemia. And he's still around. He announced that over 20 years ago. So, again, it's just how you do it and stuff. We have a lot of stuff going on. Sorry about that, you guys. Phone is acting up there. And, it's funny. I get no calls all day, but the minute I go live or the minute I'm on, people call, and they keep calling, and they keep calling, and they keep calling, and they keep calling. So I'm going to, I can't turn it down now because I'm actually doing a podcast as well. So big ups to the people in Louisiana. Now, I want to give you guys some statistics really quick. It is projected right now, Joe Biden has lost already 12% of the black vote that he had when he was elected. I've said years ago, we were in an abusive relationship with the Democratic Party. If you want to compare the movie What's Love Got to Do with It to an abusive relationship, it's not the made-up Tina Turner movie thing, okay? That's not that, okay? It's black people's relationship with the Democratic Party. So I'm going to break it down to you like this. How many of you guys are aware the Democratic Party was formed to systematically keep black people voting Democrat and subservient to white supremacy? Its whole premise was designed on that. Because there was no such thing as a Democrat until after the Civil War. Of course, you didn't have any Republicans either. They were called Whigs. But all of this happened after the Civil War. And the Democratic Party, which embellished the Civil War here in the United States, people say, well, the Civil War wasn't really about slavery. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. That was a tenemount about of it, because what is the whole point of slavery? Economics. Listen to how people talk and they spin things. Absolutely. You can say it technically wasn't really about slavery. Slavery is all based on economics. It's about the money. Free labor. That's what it was about. But you guys, please explain to me how people who were enslaved, basically told to leave the land that they were probably born on or were sold on, could go out here with nothing but the shirts and the rags on their bodies and get out there and get it and thrive with no government help. Please explain that to me. No government help. None. Jeff says, sorry to hear that, but all will be well. Stay strong, and still wanting you to visit Buenos Aires. Oh, brother, if that's the last thing I will do, Buenos Aires is my life trip. Africa was, really big with me, but Buenos Aires, because I want to go down, that's where all the Nazis went. And having been to Germany several times, I happen to know down in Buenos Aires, there's a big German population, and a lot of the architecture and stuff. It's kind of like when you go to Vietnam, which was a French colony. It is weird going to these other countries and you see the homeland's architecture in the colonized land, or the land that a lot of them occupied, and they brought it with them. So yeah, Buenos Aires is going to be, that's my dream trip. I'm telling you, I got to get there. I've been to South America, but I haven't been that far down in South America. I think the lowest I've been is Iquitos, Peru. And don't even tell me to go to Brazil. No, I wouldn't even come out of Brazil. So yes, it's always. But again, let me get back to that. It's always about the money, economics. No government assistance, but yet they pulled themselves up out of the mud. We've had 60 years of government assistance, and guess who benefited from that government assistance? Everybody but black people. And number one is the white woman. Number one. I want you guys to understand. I've said it, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I am doing a protest vote against the Democratic Party, because it'll help me with my mental health and my recovery right here as a recovering Democrat. I am voting for the Republican nominee, whoever it is. If it's Donald Trump, yes, I'm voting for Donald Trump. Yes. I want you guys to explain to me, 3 years into the Biden administration, is your life better now than it was under the Trump administration? I'm not saying Trump, he's a total dirtbag. There were emails that were just found in regard to the conspiracy. But that's neither here nor there, because guess what? I'm a black man. I'm at the bottom of the social economic scale. It doesn't affect me. Do you know when the collapse happened in 2008, a lot of my black friends that weren't military or whatever, that didn't have shit, they didn't even know. They did not even know. They did not even know. It didn't even affect them because they're at the bottom. It didn't affect them. They're like, house? I don't have a house. I have an apartment. Didn't affect them. The housing market didn't affect them. That's how ignorant we are in regards to where we stand as black. We're delusional. And guess who is leading the delusion? And I'm not trying to dump on black women because I love black women. But unfortunately, we have 2 generations of young people that have been raised by single mother families. And that isn't a bad thing. My mother was a widow. She raised 2 boys as a widowed mother. 2 of us. And we're alpha males. I'm just saying. Everybody's going to raise their kids the way they want to raise them. But these 2 generations of young men that have been raised are moist. I'm going to say it. They're moist. Nikki might just become the next president. Oh, God. You know what, Jeff? You brought up a good point. And I really need to come back and revisit this. Our politics is so cartoonish. You have a P.T. Barnum guy that had no experience, no public service experience, no business acumen, no nothing. Clown became president. And now you got these other people. Who's that guy? Vivek, blah, 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 blah. So the bar has been lowered so damn low to be president, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter anymore. You could, Jasmine says, sexy red for president. Exactly. You just have to be entertaining at this point. Entertaining. You don't have to know what you're doing at all. That is how low the presidency has been pushed. No experience. No experience. Donald Trump, no experience. Total delusion. But wait. Let's go back. You had a black president that was totally qualified, didn't do shit for black people. Yeah, Ramaswamy, whatever. The guy is promotes himself as a self-made millionaire, but what he's not telling you is he pumped and dumped stock to become that millionaire. It's crazy. And then he keeps big-upping Trump, but's running against him. Trump is the best president ever, but you're running against him. Do you see how crazy and illogical this society has become? It's crazy. It is crazy. So the trend is this. Let me give you guys the numbers. The trend is this. 12% of black people are disinterested in Joe Biden. If you look at the numbers, if the Democrats lose 20% of the black vote, which it looks like it's really bad. It's really bad. The Democrats can't win. He can't win re-election. A lot of people are saying, oh my God, this is really bad. We can't get reparations. I'm in a state that is all Democratic, and yet we haven't even got reparations yet. That should be an automatic. Didn't happen. What does the Democratic Party have to do to show you are nothing but a, how can I say this without being offensive? It's very, very hard to say. You're a Dubai poop pot. The Democratic Party is doing to black people what these IG models go over to Dubai to do. They're just going to crap on you and keep it moving. And we're going to give them that expensive vote that is very valuable, because if it wasn't valuable, they wouldn't want it so badly. They're going to come and crap on you. What does the Democratic Party offer you guys? Now they lost in Louisiana, something that should have been a slam dunk, and it would have been a slam dunk if you look at the numbers. If black people had voted as they usually would have, the Democratic person would have won. Big congratulations to the people of Louisiana. This guy here, conservative, most likely a racist, ain't gonna do shit for black people, you can hang it up. But black people have now realized, you know what? I would rather have this guy who ain't gonna do nothing for me, hasn't promised to do nothing for me, doesn't give a shit, than somebody who's been in my face talking about he's from the hood, he gonna do this, he gonna do that, blah, 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 blah. Everybody says, I'm done. I'm done with it. Darius says, how do you call yourself the congressman, the black congressman who represents everyone except black people? Please make the insanity make sense. You can't. Oh my. But again, I am so proud of people waking up. And what's really crazy to me, if you talk to like people like Jasmine, Art, and people that I was saying this stuff years ago. I was saying it years ago. I just couldn't understand it. That's why I went into recovery. I was like, why am I voting and I'm not getting, my neighborhood is getting messed up. We can't get reparations because what do white people say? Well, I shouldn't have to pay for it. You know, our tax dollars and we don't have the money. You're giving unlimited money to Ukraine. Unlimited checkbook. How many of you guys know and remember 250,000 Ukrainians were flown here to the United States? How many of you guys know and remember they have access to Social Security? How the hell do people who never put into the Social Security system can pull out of it? Everybody is getting a bag except when it comes to black people. Everybody. Jasmine Art says for years, and she's been hearing my mouth for years, so you know she would know. I've been talking this stuff for years, and Jasmine is I would say Jasmine is more of a, she's Generation Y, but year-wise she's more Generation Millennial. She's more of a millennial, and I was telling her way back then, you know, you better make the right decisions, and so far she has. And it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. And I had the foresight to see that even back then. Darius says, myself and the Most High God, and that's perfectly fine with me. That's all I need and has served me very well over the course of 55 years of life. You know what, Darius? I know I don't come off like it a lot, but I'm a Catholic by faith. And here's what I know in my faith. I know people are like, we don't want to talk about this. Screw all that. No. We're done being nice. Okay? We're done trying. You're not listening anyway. So hell with it. But I'm going to tell you this. Okay? I'm going to tell you this. My belief is this. For the Bible to be true, all of this is supposed to happen. I read Revelations, and it says this is going to happen. People are going to become lovers of themselves. And you see it in the TikTok videos, the Instagram, whatever. You see a lot of, especially our ladies, and I'm not trying to slam the ladies, but I'm just telling you what was prophesized. You see them. It's all about pictures and me and look at me and look, oh, I'm good. I'm a baddie. I'm this, that. And you got some moist men that are doing the exact same thing. Oh, look at the lifestyle I'm living. So for me, that confirms that the Bible is true. It's true. And how you're going to get out of this and how you're going to have accountability to God or whatever you believe, whatever higher power you believe, that's going to be on you. Yeah, Jasmine, you're 28. Yeah, you're 28. Uh-oh. 30 years old, coming up quick. But, you know, Malcolm X called it years ago. Black people are the deciding factor. We are the deciding factor of who controls power. And the Democrats are seeing it. And instead of offering us tangibles, and again, even if they do start offering tangibles, give it to us first. We're not going, get me in the office. We're not doing that bullshit no more. It ain't no more. Not get us in the office. No. We're not playing that book. You get it to us, then we'll do our part. We will see. So again, I didn't want to be on here too long. I just wanted to kind of get this stuff rolling a little bit. But I want to remind you guys to check out the Philip Scott podcast and the Philip Scott Show, the African Diaspora News Channel, the Demetri K Show, Pink Book Lessons, all these. You got some great platforms out there. You got some great platforms out there. And again, for those guys that are on the podcast, join us again next week. I'm going to try to do a little bit more of these as we get closer and closer to election time. So be with us on the podcast. But I'm staying with you guys just a little bit longer. We'll see you guys on the podcast next week.